I've gone over how to grow your population in Civilization 6, how to house said population, and how to entertain said population, but now it's time to learn how to keep your citizens loyal, as all your efforts are in vain if they just rebel. Before I continue, loyalty is a mechanic exclusive to the Rise and Fall and Gathering Storm DLCs, so if you do not own that DLC nor see the rule sets for them when setting up your game, none of this applies to you as loyalty is not in the base game or in the standard rules. Now if you do have it, clicking here on the city will show a neat little bar telling you the city's current loyalty status and how much it is rising or falling per turn. You can also find the value here in the city management tab. Each city's loyalty will range from 0 to 100. 100 means fully loyal and should be the norm for every city in your empire, as having it decrease will cause reduction to all of the city's yields, halting growth and production as they slowly become more and more uncooperative. And when the city loyalty hits 0, it rebels, turning into a free city and spawning barbarian units. From here, the newly independent city can be conquered by any civ on the map with a military nearby without any diplomatic penalties towards the civ it belonged to first, whether they keep the city or raise it, but if left alone long enough, the city will join an empire nearby, usually not the one it just left. The loyalty a city has is affected by 3 main factors. As mentioned in my last video, happiness is a big issue, so not having enough amenities will cause some loyalty problems, depending on how big of a deficit you have. But on the flip side, possessing a lot of extra amenities will increase loyalty. Assigning governors to a city will also affect a city's loyalty, always increasing it, so if a city needs a few extra points of loyalty in a pinch, throw a governor in the city to keep it from rebelling. Their loyalty effects kick in the second they are assigned, meaning you do not have to wait the 3 to 5 turns they need to establish in the city to get the loyalty boost. But you do have to wait those 3 to 5 turns to get the bonuses from their promotions. Finally, the big one is loyalty pressure from nearby citizens. The citizens of every city exert loyalty pressure onto nearby cities. The more citizens a city has, the more pressure it exerts on those around it, meaning cities on the border of an empire are very prone to flipping if the other neighboring empire is happier and more populated. This is why when settling you need to pay attention to these numbers on the map, which show how much of a loyalty penalty you will suffer for settling too close to another civ. Which honestly, thank God for this feature, because getting forward settled in Civ 5 and base game Civ 6 is actually annoying. The amount of loyalty pressure cities exert decreases during Dark Ages, but also increases during Golden and Heroic Ages, meaning if the era is coming to an end soon, and you're not going to make it to a normal age, be sure you have a contingency plan in mind to keep your border cities if push comes to shove. When conquering cities from other players, loyalty becomes extremely important, as keeping their cities from rebelling against you can be hard. When occupying a city during a war, having a unit stationed in the city gives it a loyalty boost to you, so be sure to pack extra units to stay behind and act as garrisons, even if it's as weak as a scout. And of course, the Governor Victor with the Garrison Commander promotion gives +4 loyalty towards your empire to all cities within 9 tiles of the one he's stationed in, making him a great loyalty stick during offensive wars. Just keep the war weariness penalties from the last video in mind. Whether you are growing your empire from scratch or carving one out with conquered cities, it's not only important to keep your citizens loyal, but it's also good to know where your empire ends and someone else's begins, bringing borders into play. But we will get into that next time, as this is part 3 of a 4-part series on basic city management. I'm Ridic, and I'll see you in the next era.